what are we doing? Short run curve, short run supply curve. Okay, so short run supply curve. Okay, for firm.
Have you pressed that?
Perfect competition.
Have you pressed that?
Yeah.
All right, that's where we are. Okay, so what we're trying to do is, how do we derive the supply curve for a firm? We already know that the demand curve for a firm in a perfect competitive market is that. Okay, so where do we get our supply curve? Right. So, let's see. That's price. It's quantity. Okay. Right. I'm going to draw it first. E1. Q1. That's going to be equilibrium position number 1. Okay, so how do we know what amount a firm will supply to the market at a particular price, okay, in a perfectly competitive market? So at price P1, the firm will supply Q1, okay, so P1, Q1. At E1, marginal cost equals marginal revenue. Why is it that E1 marginal cost equals marginal revenue? How do you know that? You know that because in a perfectly competitive market, that line there, that P1, is the demand curve, which is also the marginal revenue curve. So therefore, E1 is a profit maximizing position. So at P1, Q1 will be supplied. All right. So then, if you choose any other price therein after, okay. So if I choose this price here, I'm going to call it P2. Right. There's P2. At P2, you will, the firm will supply Q2 because that is an equilibrium position at E2. Marginal cost equals marginal revenue. If you pick another one, P3, Q3, that is the equilibrium position. So essentially, what you have are a number of equilibrium positions whereby, given the demand curve, the market will supply the equivalent quantity. Okay? So what does that allow us to assume? That allows us to assume that the supply curve is the marginal cost curve, or you can say the other way around, the marginal cost curve is the supply curve. Okay? Are you happy? Yes? However, if I add average cost, right, I'm going to add it in a little bit like that. What does that mean? Average cost. In the short run, the firm will not supply below that point. Therefore, the supply curve for a firm in a perfectly competitive market is that part of the marginal cost curve that lies above the average, make that average variable cost curve. Because they're not going to produce below the average variable cost curve because they have to cover their fixed costs. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay? So the supply curve for a firm in a perfectly competitive market is that part of the marginal cost curve that lies above average variable. Okay? Yes? We've done this before. This is all revision.
Why did you say they wouldn't supply beneath?
Not going to supply beneath that because they want to cover their costs at that point. Yeah?
See, like, are the horizontal lines in demand here?
Horizontal lines are always demanded because in a perfect competitive market, the price dictates the demand curve, which dictates the marginal revenue, which dictates the average revenue. Okay? Mm-hmm. All right. Okay.
And